everybody, welcome back to Big Boy Builds. Thank you once again for tuning into my channel and watching this video. In part one, what we did is we took the 3D model and we applied the Sculpey, the polymer clay on top. It's completely dry and cooled down now. What we're gonna do now is head straight to the paint. What we're gonna do is we're gonna apply a base layer of a metallic paint. I chose antique gold, and then we're gonna do 2 washes on top of it to give it that aged metallic look. This in particular is antique gold, and I've used a gunmetal, there's a silver, there's a couple of shades of gold as well from this brand. This I got at Walmart, but you can get anything that's metallic. What you want is it to actually be reflective and actually look, once you paint it, to have that surface quality of glimmering the light and actually having that metallic property. So this is the paint that I have for this one. I'm gonna use just as my simple, kind of paint tray, and I'm gonna use a medium brush to go ahead and apply the paint to the model. All right, guys, let's get started. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna load a little bit of paint on my brush. You're gonna see basically it's a simple brush on process. You're gonna give it just an even coat across all the surface of the model. Now the good thing is that it is black, so the paint registers really quickly. And you can see what areas you need to go back and maybe give it a second coat, but we're just gonna go ahead and give this a simple, even gold coat. It's gonna look a bit flat, but that's what the washes are gonna do to help us bring that back. So now this is what it looks like when we have 2 layers of the gold paint on top of the Sculpey. So you can see it's nice and even, and although it's very bright and blingy, we're gonna tone that down now with the brown and the black washes. So let's get ready for the brown wash. And for this, it's really simple. I'm gonna get my little paint cup again, and I'm gonna get these, this brown, it's an espresso brown. I'm just gonna put a little bit of the brown here, and I'm gonna put a little bit of water, tiny bit of water, just so that it is a little bit smoother to go on. I'm gonna get my brush, and I'm going to water this down. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna finish spreading this paint out. Okay, and once it's ready and once it's thinned out, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put this down. We're gonna give it a nice, even wash. I'm gonna start with the face first, and we're gonna work our way around it. So I'm just gonna get some of this paint and just lightly spread it across the surface of the gold. And once we have an even coat, say around the head, I'm gonna get a paper towel, I'm gonna get it squared up, and I'm gonna wipe and dab most of that away. I'm going to bring back the gold in the highlights, and I want to leave the brown just in some of the recesses, just so that we're getting a subtle tone. It's subtle, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add another wash of brown. Just again, what we're looking is to tone down a little bit of that bright gold color. Alright guys, you can see now that the brown wash is dried and it is toned down a bit, the super bright gold color. We're definitely getting more of the tone that we want. We're going to go ahead and just do the next wash, which is the black wash. And we're going to see if we could tone this down, get a little bit more, and get a little bit more details in the kind of crevices and the recessed areas of the sculpt. You don't want to leave on the black wash for too long, because it dries fairly quickly and you see it already starts changing the color and tone of the paint. So go ahead, we're going to finish doing the rest of the black wash on this, leaving some in the darker areas just to pull this out, and we'll see how it is once it's dry. Alright guys, now you'll see that we have finished all the black wash. You can see how we've darkened some of the back. I've left these side areas and this back part areas a little bit darker down in the corners just to give it a little more accent when you're seeing it from far away and give it a little more depth. Added a little bit more shadow, left a little darker around some of the natural areas, almost if light was hitting from the top to the bottom. So this pretty much finishes the black wash. I am going to go ahead now though, and I am going to do another wash. With time, metal oxidizes, and so what I want to create is that kind of effect, that it's an aged metal look. We're pretty there already. There's 3 layers of color. I want to add this 4th layer, and just adding layers upon layers of washes what really makes and sells the look of metal. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add that, and then we're going to see how everything looks at the very end with this light wash. There we go. As you can see, it's very thin. And also the application is going to be very, very thin. And just, as you can see, when it starts drying, it just basically lightens some of the shadow areas. You can see here where it's just a black and dark shadow, and here it's a little bit of a lighter shadow. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna finish doing this across the whole piece, and then we're gonna see what it looks like once it's complete. Alright guys, so this concludes part 2 of the video. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button down below. If you like the channel, hit subscribe. I would love to hear from you. Leave your comments down below, especially if you've tried something like this and you gave it a shot. I would love to see some sample pictures and see what you were able to do with it. Once again, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for visiting. I'd love to bring more videos like this to you, so any suggestions you may have on how I can make the channel better and these videos better for you, they're greatly appreciated. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in to Big Boy Builds. Until next time.